to ensure security and the basic needs of the people are addressed. Engineer Ali Abubakar, thank you very much for speaking with us on Dateline Abuja.
You're welcome.
Now, let's start by finding out so far how many Nigerians have you been able to register so far? And I'm asking this question because, of course, that registration number has become a requirement for several things, so that has increased the pressure. But let's begin by knowing how many people have you been registered so far?
Well, I took over in 2015 when we enrolled only 7 million, and by 2016 we focused on only the number, and by 2016 we doubled the 7 million to 14 million, and by 2017 we also doubled the 14 to 28 million. Right now, as we speak, we have 38 million people. So you can see there is astronomical growth because we focus on the digital identity and not focusing on the card. On the card, we have not done very well.
Well, in spite of that, we also hear sometimes that you already have some of these cards which have been produced, but people are not coming to pick. From my records, correct me if I'm wrong, that only about 19% have been able to come to collect their physical cards.
We have printed so far about 2 million cards, and we have more than half have been collected, but there are about 40-something% in the safe in the respective states that are waiting for the people to come and collect. And also it's because of lack of knowledge of what also the card can do for people. Apart from being a payment card, it also has digital certificates, that is private and public key that will allow you to participate in the digital economy. It allows you to encrypt your document. It allows you to digitally sign documents. So the card has facilities that are really important.
What is your target generally at the end of the day? What is the target number that you want to achieve, and within what time frame?
Well, the target is to enroll everybody in the soil of Nigeria. Both citizen and legally resident people have to be enrolled, because this is a digital economy. It depends on the network effect, and the network is the more number of people you have in the database, the more useful it is. So the target is everybody, and we have this ecosystem approach that has been approved by the Federal Government Executive Council in September last year, and we have been developing that. We are at the stage of negotiation with the World Bank, EIB and AFD, a French development agency. We are now negotiating to finalize that aspect so that it will allow other government agencies, the states and also private sector, to capture data and send to NIMC. Then when the NIN is generated, then we'll be able to pay them. And there is $433 million available for that aspect. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we expect that everybody in the soil of Nigeria will be enrolled and be given the national identification number as a form of identity.
NIN, that seemed to be the most important factor here, that number that you're talking about.
Sure.
But then some people are more comfortable when they are holding that physical card. What have you decided to do now? Are you letting go of the card for the time being and working on the NIN? Or what is the arrangement?
Not really. The focus is that because it is digital, we are living in a digital economy. Therefore, the number is much more important. If you can recall that when MTN came, they had a scratch card that also sealed with a leather that you have to open up and then scratch the number, and it was a card. Nowadays, it is vended digitally. So that is the form of a digital economy. Also in the financial sector too, before you need to write a check and send to the bank. Right now you can send money from wherever you are. That is digital economy. The same thing that digital transactions will also require identification, and it has to be done digitally. That is why we emphasize on the number. And we are also following the footsteps of other developed economies, like in the US is the social security number. It's not really a card, it's a number. In UK too is national insurance number, and India have done very well in enrolling about 1.3 billion people, and all they did is to give them the number, not even on a sheet of a paper, because it's very expensive to have paper for 1 billion people. So because of the recession and other issues, so we focus on the number. We are not discarding card completely, but we are trying to make it much more optional, because card gives convenience, and it does not give you identity per se, but it gives you convenience. So it's one of value add. In some countries, they make it that they give only maybe people that are in school and also the elderly free. Then in between, the people will pay, like in South Africa. In some other countries, even nearby, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, and Uganda, people pay for the card. But in Nigeria, you know, we have been oil rich, and we are used to everything being done by the government. So that's why we think that it has to be issued to us free.
Talk to me about your level of partnership. I know you're working with, say, the Immigration Service, JAMP, and other government agencies. Yeah. I mean, and I also do know that the power to harmonize data in the country lies with the NIMC. What is your level of collaboration, and what exactly are you doing?
Well, I think all the achievements that we have gotten is because of the collaboration that we've been having. We found out that most government agencies work as silos, but for the past 4 years, we've been working on smoothing those relationships. So right now, we work smoothly with immigration. We also work with the driver's license. We work with PENCOM, and also recently we are working with JAM. And as you can see when you came in, that there's a lot of crowd, and it has to do with people that are coming to enroll, so that they have a unique identification that will identify them during their JAM throughout their university, and also in their during NYSC, and also when they start work, because the NIN is a unique identifier that connects one with all the other agencies' work. So it's a foundational identity. All the other ones are the functional identities, and most of our achievements have to do with this collaboration. And you know, as I said, that when there was funding, proper funding, when there was money, so every agency goes to government and collects money. But when there is no money, then we are now forced to work together. And I believe that that is the success that we have been getting. And also the ecosystem is also a step forward to really even concretize it and make it that you collaborate and also get paid, because it's a performance-based.
DJ Amos, thank you very much for speaking with us on Channel
Thank
Television.
you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks for staying with us. You can be part of the program by sending your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handles on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. You may watch any episode of the program on YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'm Ibrahim Adra. We'll see you again next time.